Hey there, my name is Zoe, and in this Unity Quickie, we're going to talk about how to read data from a text file within your project. We have a really simple sample project here. If you read the one about writing lines, this is basically just going off of that. I haven't even changed the name, but we have a UI canvas here. There's a text mesh pro object that we're going to be passing text to, and then we have a button called next line, and that button is grabbing a reference to a script that we have attached to the canvas called write text. So basically what's going to happen is every time we click the next line button, it's going to pull the next line from a script from this text file here. And the text file just says lines 1 through 10. That's it. Very simple. And if we go into the script here, we're starting off with a serialized reference to the Text Mesh Pro UG UI, which you just drag in the editor. We have a string called file path, and then we have an integer called current line index, which we're starting at 0. Basically, file path is going to do the same thing that we did in the previous tutorial. Within our project here, we have this file here called append.txt. So when we're setting the file path, we're doing application.dataPath. That returns the path to your assets folder. And then we're concatenating onto it append.txt. And that is going to give us access to where that file is. Then for mytext.text, we're calling getLineAtIndex and passing it the current line index, which right now is going to be 0 because this is our start function. If we look at the getLineAtIndex, what basically we're doing here is we're declaring a string called lines. And then within that system.io package that we imported earlier, we're grabbing file.readAllLines and then file path. So what's happening there? File.readAllLines, when you pass it a path to a file, it's going to give you back an array. This array that we're storing in the value lines is going to break at every line. So there's 10 lines here. We're going to have 10 values in this array that are corresponding to the text of each line. Then we have an if condition. We're going to check whether or not the index that we're trying to access the line at is contained within that array. So, you don't want to go out of bounds, obviously. That's going to make your computer have a hissy fit. So you do index being less than lines.length. And then if that's the case, then we return lines at the index specified. And if not, we say no more lines. And then we have a method called nextLines. And basically that's just going to increment the current line index so that we increase it by 1. And then we are going to set mytext.text to get line at that current index. And if we play that, line 1, and then we pass through all of the lines until we get to 10, and after 10, there's no more lines. It doesn't matter how many times we hit that. And yeah, that should help you, coupled with my previous video about writing text, help you set up a save system in which you can create your own text files and do whatever you want with them. Obviously you can use lines.txt in order to get the total number of lines that you have in here. You can use whatever other string functions. You can use links to query them. It's very versatile. There's a whole lot that you can do with strings in C#. So now that you know how to save and load, I'm hoping that that will allow you to set up a save system that's fairly versatile. And yeah, hopefully that's another tool for your kit. And I hope that you have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day.